Since ancient times, everything had a spirit. The people who can call these spirits are called summoners. Summoners can call the soil, the dead, the souls, and even the stars. They fight many wars, but their stories turn into legends as time passes. These legends soon become forgotten. One day, after many years, someone enters a chamber where the goddess Pandora, the source of all spirits, lies unconscious and bound by chains. This person respects her and offers her spiritual energy, asking her to wake up. Meanwhile, there is a 16-year-old high school boy named Ah Jie. He doesn't care much about life, grades, or even girls. All he does is sleep, eat, go to school, and repeat. Ah Jie lives alone now, but he was in foster care when he was a child. His parents abandoned him when he was 5 years old, disappearing without a trace. He does well at school and has 2 part-time jobs to take care of himself. He has blonde hair, but he hides it with dye for some reason. At home, Ah Jie cooks some ramen. He cooks very well and seems proud of it. He says his father used to tell him he would become the king of ramen. His mother would say that even God wouldn't be able to resist his food. While he's cooking, someone watches him and is impressed. When he finishes cooking, a portal suddenly appears in his kitchen. A beautiful woman emerges from it. She's the same person who is watching him cook. Ah Jie freezes in fear and accidentally drops the bowl of ramen. The woman, whose name is Dora, quickly changes into a small character and jumps to catch the bowl before it hits the ground. She then eats the ramen like she hasn't eaten in years. Ah Jie is so confused. He asks who Dora is, and she introduces herself with many of the Greek gods' names before ending with Dora. After that, Ah Jie sits down with Dora and asks her some questions. What is she? Why is she there? And how can he get rid of her? Dora tells him that she's a summoned spirit from an ancient era. She's 3 million years old. She can change into a small character to save some of her energy, but her complete form is the beautiful woman who first appeared. She says that people used to offer food to summon spirits since ancient times. This is why she is here. Ah Jie summoned her. Ah Jie doesn't say anything. He just gets up and takes his jacket. He has to go to school. At school, Dora appears on his window. This startles him, and he closes the curtain. So, she appears through his desk and nags him to enter into a contract with her. This annoys Ah Jie so much that he gets up from his chair and yells for her to stop. The whole class is shocked, even the teacher. They all can't see Dora, so Ah Jie seems like he's yelling at the teacher. The teacher, angrily, asks him if he has a problem with his lesson. Ah Jie apologizes and sits down, making his classmates laugh at him. He then realizes that he's the only one who can see Dora. He sees her flying around the classroom and messing with the teacher who continues with the lesson. When Dora is tired and sleeping on the teacher's head, Ah Jie quietly leaves the classroom. He runs away and comes across a girl who gives him a love letter. Dora suddenly appears and comments about the love letter. Ah Jie gets annoyed and throws his bag on the ground in frustration. This scares the girl, and she drops the letter on the ground. Dora goes to sit on top of the girl's head and talks about youth and young love. This makes Ah Jie yell for her to get away from him, scaring the girl. She thinks Ah Jie is rejecting her and runs away, crying. Ah Jie realizes his mistake, but it's now too late. Dora appears again to tell him that he's rude to girls, which makes him frustrated again. Later, Dora waits for Ah Jie under a tree. Ah Jie comes to give her a lot of snacks while burning incense. If he summoned her with food, then he'll send her back with more food. He bows down and begs her to leave him alone. Dora starts crying, saying that a summoned spirit who doesn't sign a contract and is abandoned by their master will wander this world alone until they fade away. She changes into her complete form and agrees to leave Ah Jie alone, if that's what he wants. However, she asks him to take a walk with her and show her the town before she leaves. She wants to make a memory she'll cherish forever. Ah Jie accepts and walks with her to the park. They meet many people there, and Dora tells Ah Jie that the world may seem like a normal place, but it has hidden secrets. She wants to show him what the world is really like through her eyes. She takes his hand and transfers some of her vision to his eyes. He sees that there are many spirits walking around the park, and normal people can't see them. Dora says that everyone in the world has the potential to summon. It's just that most people have never truly understood this world. They can't see it, they can't hear it, and they can't feel it. Only a few awakened people can truly master this power. Those are the summoners who can do things beyond imagination. Afterward, the two of them go back to the tree. Dora takes Ah Jie's hand and holds it out. A blue light comes out from it, creating a large claw that grabs the tree. Dora continues to say that the summoners have the power to destroy the world. The claw uproots the tree and puts it down gently as Dora says that the summoners also have the power to save the world. A cat named Mai Au, which Ah Jie knows, comes out from the branches of the tree. Dora then asks Ah Jie if he'll become a summoner and explore this new world with her. She reaches her hand out to him. Ah Jie hesitates at first, but then takes her hand, and they form a hand sign. A powerful light consumes them, transporting them to a different realm and bringing them back. When all has calmed down, Dora changes back to her small self and celebrates that she tricked Ah Jie into signing a contract with her. Now, he can't go back on his word and will never get rid of her. She mocks him for not reading instructions before making a contract with her. Ah Jie isn't angry anymore, and Dora jumps on his back and says that if he uses both of his hands, he can have wings. 2 wings appear on his back, and they both take off into the sky, flying through the city. Ah Jie is scared at first, but he realizes that it isn't too bad and starts having fun. However, Dora gets tired and hungry because flying uses too much energy. They suddenly stop flying and start dropping. As they fall, Ah Jie yells at Dora for getting hungry after eating so many snacks. At night, the two have made it back home, and Ah Jie is taking care of his injuries from falling. The electricity suddenly cuts off because Ah Jie forgot to pay his bill. It's not a big deal, though, because this happens often. Dora takes his hand and says, "Fires." A glowing ball comes out of Ah Jie's hand and rises up. It then bursts into small particles of light that float in the air. These are glowing light of fireflies. They can provide light and healing effects. One of the glowing specks touches Ah Jie's nose and gets absorbed into his skin, impressing him. He then asks Dora where exactly she came from and what this summoning stuff is about. He wants her to be completely honest. Dora says that it's a long story. She thinks hard about where to start. The beginning of it all was a glowing blue crystal floating on top of the ocean. It led to wars between many ancient creatures and spirits. Dora is suddenly disturbed by violent flashbacks. She remembers waking up chained by the arms and legs. She immediately changed into her small self, but she couldn't free herself no matter how much she struggled. In the present, she feels like she is struggling the same way and passes out. Ah Jie is startled and tries to wake her up, but he realizes that she has fallen asleep and goes to sleep too. The next day, Ah Jie sees a news report on a big screen about a man spotted flying in the city's skies. Many witnesses took photos, and the photos clearly show Ah Jie while he was falling. Ah Jie is shocked and decides to keep a low profile. But Dora isn't bothered by the news. She just wants to relax. Behind her, a flower-like creature appears and watches them creepily. It's a summoned spirit named Greenball. Dora sees it as it's about to attack her. It eats her up while Ah Jie is busy playing games on his phone with his headphones on. Dora cries for help, but Ah Jie can't hear her. She finally throws the sunscreen bottle at him to get his attention. When he turns around, he finds Greenball eating Dora. She cries in its stomach, asking Ah Jie to help her. Greenball runs away with Dora while laughing. Ah Jie is utterly confused but chases after Greenball anyway. It increases its speed by rolling like a wheel, while Ah Jie telepathically asks Dora questions about her power. If she was able to fly and summon a big claw before, why can't she save herself now? Dora explains that she can't do anything if she's away from him. Summoned spirits can only use their powers when they're with their summoners. If this wasn't the case, she wouldn't have even bothered him. Ah Jie is annoyed because she should have told him this sooner. He catches up to Greenball and tries to intercept it, but it blinds him with its leaves and continues running away. Ah Jie falls, but quickly gets up to continue looking for it. He asks if Dora can hear him. She replies faintly that the farther away summoned spirits get from their summoners, the less power they have. If Ah Jie doesn't hurry up, the telepathic link between them will be lost. Ah Jie becomes worried. He comes across a kid dressed up as a flower and tackles him down, but finds out that it's not Greenball. Dora tells him that he must hurry up because she feels weak. However, he can't hear her clearly because there's a loud crowd nearby and a band performing. Ah Jie walks over to the stage and asks if Dora can hear him. She replies that he's getting closer, but now she feels dizzy and sleepy. This is bad because Ah Jie won't find her if she's sleeping. He tells her that if Greenball takes her, he will have gotten rid of her just like he always wanted. He even laughs, which infuriates Dora. She suddenly gets the motivation to start yelling inside Greenball, revealing its location. Greenball is among the crowd, in disguise, but can't stay hidden because Dora keeps punching it from the inside. Ah Jie looks around until he spots Green Ball and goes over to it. Dora then forces her way out of Green Ball in her complete form and attacks it for what it did. Green Ball manages to get away by burrowing into the ground. Ah Jie tells Dora that he found its master. A girl stands at a distance, and Green Ball goes to her, clearly belonging to her. Dora is still mad and tries to start a fight, but the girl walks away. When Dora tries to punch her, she vanishes. Ah Jie tells Dora that they should leave because they can't take on the girl if they try to fight her. Dora asks him how he found out she was the summoner. Ah Jie explains that normal people can't see spirits, and the spirits can't go too far from their summoners. This means that the summoner was nearby. So, he paid attention to where Green Ball was going and realized that it was running around in a circle. This means its master was at the center of the circle. The girl's earrings had a black rose symbol similar to his school's emblem. It's a huge aristocratic family's crest. The family runs the school and is so powerful that people can't afford to cross them. It scares Ah Jie how powerful the girl is. The girl, whose name is Hana, goes back to the school. She speaks to an old man, Harlan, who tells her that she slipped up. Green Ball apologizes for underestimating the enemy. He was afraid things would get out of hand with all the people there. Harlan says it's fine. If anything gets out of hand, he's there to fix it. So, they shouldn't hold back. He wants to see their full potential. Hana agrees and leaves with Green Ball. She walks in the hallway where all the other students admire her, heading to Ah Jie's class. She arrives there and finds Ah Jie and Dora resting. She gives them a letter and walks away without saying anything else. One of the students opens the letter and reads it. It says, "I'll wait for you in the woods after school," which makes them think Hana wants to confess to Ah Jie. Ah Jie goes to the woods after school, but can't find a path to enter. Right then, the trees bend out of the way to make a path for him. He and Dora walk along the path until they reach Hana. She's among a field of black roses, admiring them. Green Ball asks Ah Jie to hand over Dora to them if he doesn't want to die. This angers Dora so much, but Ah Jie stops her from doing anything reckless. He replies that he doesn't know who they are and doesn't care either, but Dora is his family's pet, even though she has a bad temper and eats too much. He's attached to her now. It's his responsibility to protect her as her master. This makes Hana pick a rose from the bunch and throw it at them. The rose is so fast that it pierces a tree behind them and grazes Ah Jie's cheek. Green Ball then transforms into a long and thick whip, which Hana uses to try and crush Ah Jie and Dora. Luckily, they dodge in time. Dora checks her inventory for something to counter with. While she's doing that, Ah Jie keeps dodging Hana's attacks while asking Dora to hurry up and do something. But Dora can't find anything useful in her stuff. She wants to find her cleavers, so she asks Ah Jie to hold Hana off while she looks. However, it's hard to keep up with Hana's attacks. Hana then uses Green Ball to grow a huge beanstalk on which she stands at the top. She turns its leaves into sharp shards and shoots them at Ah Jie. Ah Jie runs away to avoid getting hit, but gets hit multiple times anyway. A root comes out from the ground and trips him, making him tumble. But he gets up quickly and continues to run away while the root follows him. He yells at Dora for being unreliable because she's still looking for her cleavers. Green Ball tells Hana that they have put some distance between Ah Jie and Dora. Now, they can use even less effort to capture Dora. Hana chants something with her hand held out, and a huge tree man bursts out from the ground. Ah Jie notices as the tree heads over to Dora. It tries to punch her, but she notices quickly and dodges in time. She runs away, and the tree chases after her, trying to punch her. She gets caught by some roots and cries for help from Ah Jie. Ah Jie comes running just as the tree tries to crush her. He jumps in time and shields her right on impact. After a few seconds, the tree's hand gets cut from underneath, and Dora and Ah Jie emerge holding Dora's cleaver. This angers Green Ball, who asks Hana not to hold back anymore. Hana obliges and supercharges the tree's fist to obliterate Ah Jie and Dora with a punch. But the two block the punch, which causes the tree to lose its hand. It then uses its other hand to slap them, but they use their wings to get away. They fly above the tree and manage to jump onto it. This creates an opening for Ah Jie to attack. He summons a pair of super speed boots and runs on the tree. He uses the cleavers to cut it up before dealing the final blow, which brings it down. Dora is happy that Ah Jie managed to do this. She thinks he knows martial arts, but he doesn't. He just went with the flow and used his cooking skills to chop up the tree like an onion. Hana comes down and uses her powers to send the tree away. Afterward, Green Ball tells Ah Jie that he passed the test, so there was nothing to worry about from the beginning. Ah Jie invites them back to his house and makes them some food. Greenball explains that they didn't have a choice because there are different summoning factions. Some have good summoners, while others have bad summoners. It's very common to fight each other immediately when you meet. For summoned spirits, there are both guardian and evil spirits. Hana and Greenball are the city's guardians. Ah Jie and Dora have the right to join them now since they passed the test. Later, Hana goes outside and Ah Jie joins her. This is when Hana properly introduces herself to Ah Jie. She says she knows Ah Jie very well, but she doesn't know Dora. So, she gives Ah Jie a rose because she wants to watch him and Dora 24 hours a day. When Ah Jie takes the flower, Dora immediately asks if Hana is asking Ah Jie out, but she doesn't get a response. Hana just leaves with Greenball. One time in the past, a village was burning, and a man came out with injuries. He was leaving the scene while a cat girl, his sister, begged him to come back. The man just turned to look at the girl before changing into multiple crows and flying away. In class, Ah Jie and the other students see a giraffe peeking through the window. A bunch of squirrels climb the giraffe's neck and get into the class to terrorize the students. Everyone panics and runs away, including Ah Jie and Dora. Outside the classroom, other animals are running through the hallway. The school asks the students to evacuate immediately. Ah Jie and Dora run until they make it out of the school. However, even on the streets, many animals are roaming around causing chaos. A news report comes on the big screen, saying that the animals escaped from a nearby zoo. Everyone must go to the nearest evacuation center. The cat girl from before arrives with Mailau on her shoulder. She cheers for the animals to run wild and for people to scream, run, and hide. She wants people to fear the power of animals as she walks in front of some dangerous animals. Ah Jie sees her and thinks that the animals are going to attack her. He jumps to get her out of the way, and they both fall to the ground. When they get up, Ah Jie tells her not to space out because she'll be eaten. This surprises the girl and her animals, making her angry. Dora comments that the girl is not normal as the girl goes back to console her animals. Hana and Greenball are watching this from the top of a building. They were analyzing their new enemy. Hana tells Greenball that they should keep a low profile and fix this mess quickly. They jump down immediately, and Greenball shoots some sap between Ah Jie with Dora and the cat girl with her animals. They land, and Hana summons some plants to bind the animals to a beanstalk while the cat girl dodges. The cat girl doesn't want the animals to get hurt, but Greenball tells her that's what she gets for messing with Hana's turf. They ask her what she wants and why she freed the animals. The girl responds that animals have always been there, but humans came and took their land. Humans are the ones who should be locked up in cages, not animals. Greenball doesn't care about that, though. He asks the cat girl to give up her spirit, but she refuses and demands that they free the animals. This starts a fight. The cat girl attacks Hana and manages to slightly cut her face. Hana dodges the cat girl's following attacks and uses a whip to block and counterattack. She catches the cat girl's leg and hits her against the buildings before throwing her to the ground. The cat girl gets up, angry, and transforms into multiple animals to see Hana's moves, run faster, and attack her. She lastly transforms into a bear before attacking, but Hana notices her in time to dodge the attack. Hana summons the tree man, who fights neck and neck with the bear. Ah Jie and Dora sit on the side and watch while commenting with a bucket of popcorn. Hana uses Greenball to fortify the tree, making it grow another pair of arms. It holds the bear in place and punches it multiple times. The bear tips over, but the tree grabs it again and squeezes it until it bursts into pieces. Maiau appears near Ah Jie and becomes hostile when the bear gets defeated. The pieces from the bear come together to form a snake which wraps itself around the tree. But the tree manages to get it off. Ah Jie worries about both Hana and the cat girl because they will die if they continue fighting. Maiau lets out a sound that gives power to the snake, and the fight continues. Ah Jie asks Dora for a non-lethal weapon. He grabs her by the hand and runs to get in between the tree and the snake. Dora summons soul shackles to bind and stop them. Ah Jie asks both to stop fighting, even if they don't see eye to eye. They should instead sit down and talk about their differences. The snake transforms back into the cat girl and struggles to free herself. Ah Jie goes to pick up Maiau, saying that she's the summoner. The cat girl says that she knew Ah Jie would eventually find out and quickly turns into a spirit, which goes inside Maiau. Maiau was the summoner, and the cat girl was the spirit. Ah Jie is disappointed in Hana and Greenball because they jump straight into fighting without asking questions. He says he doesn't know why Mayao did what she did, but he knows she has her reasons. Mayao tries to explain, but Ah Jie tells her that they should take care of her wounds first, which makes her emotional. It reminds her of when they first met. Ah Jie was coming back from school when he heard Mayao whimpering nearby. She was hurt, so he took care of her wounds. She didn't like that at first and kept fighting and biting him. But they eventually became friends. Ah Jie and Dora take Mayao back home. She tells them about the animal summoners she's met before, saying the best one was her brother. This reminds her that she's no longer with him, and she feels sad. Dora asks if she's here to find her brother, and she says yes. She followed him to the city, but lost her summoning powers because she was injured. Ah Jie helped her out. She cries, and Ah Jie comforts her, saying she'll eventually meet her brother. The next day, Ah Jie gets a visit from Hana's guards. They invite him and the others to dinner. The trio gets transported via helicopter to a manor with surveillance bats flying around. The electric fence and cameras run on spiritual energy to help the environment. The servants are efficient, precise, and a bit weird in their work. Inside, they see a statue of a goddess with wings, the first leader of the Watchers. They go up the stairs, and Ah Jie hears a voice calling him. He looks at the statue, and it emits a form of power that transports him to a green and beautiful field. A woman stands under a large tree in the distance and calls out to him. She waves at him, and Ah Jie tries to go over to her, but gets stopped by Dora in the real world. She asks what's wrong, and he says he was just spacing out. They continue to walk to the dining room where the master of the house, Harlan, stands by the window. He introduces himself, and Greenball praises him and his work. But to Dora, he looks like a regular old man. Harlan asks them to sit down while he uses his powers to make them sit, scaring Ah Jie. He apologizes for the sudden dinner invitation, but says they had to meet sooner or later. He starts by telling them about the legend of spirits. It says the source of all spirits is a single crystal, a god, and a devil. Human summoners waged countless wars over it for several centuries. Since ancient times, summoners have been divided into two camps. One side passes down the power of nature and protects the balance of the world. They are called the Watchers. The other side takes summoning powers by any means necessary. They are called the Destroyers. Harlan says Ah Jie is lucky they found him first and asks if he'll become a Watcher or a Destroyer. Ah Jie replies that his mom always told him not to get involved with the Mafia, and his dad said violence has no future. Harlan laughs, asking if his parents really said that. He knows Ah Jie's parents abandoned him at 5 years old, and that he lived in foster care until he was old enough. He also knows about Ah Jie's dyed hair and 2 part-time jobs. Ah Jie is shocked to hear this, especially when Harlan guesses that he has a photo of his parents in his wallet. He also says Ah Jie thinks everything that happened was a coincidence. He summoned a goddess with ramen and doesn't know who Dora really is. And he doesn't know his parents' real identities. Has he ever thought that all this could be connected somehow? Ah Jie doesn't know how to respond. Dora thinks Harlan is just acting, so she brings out Ah Jie's wallet to see if there's really a photo of his parents inside. She empties the wallet and finds the photo. On it, there's a blonde woman, a blonde kid, and a man whose face isn't in the photo. Mayao asks if the kid in the photo is Ah Jie, and Ah Jie says yes. This means everything Harlan said is true. Harlan then says he knows Mayao is looking for her brother. He tells her that her brother is now a notorious criminal wanted all over the world. He's one of the Destroyer's assassins, shocking Mayao and Dora. At that moment, a dark portal suddenly appears right outside the manor. A man comes flying out and charges at the dining room to attack. Luckily, they all get out of the way in time. This man is one of the Destroyers, codenamed Ruthless, and Harlan gets ready to fight him. His powerful punch meets Ruthless's punch, creating a huge impact. Ruthless tries to hit Harlan with some energy, but Harlan freezes his hand and punches him on the side before electrocuting him. Ruthless powers up and lets out his huge aura, which destroys some parts of the house. Harlan tells the others to leave because the place is no longer safe. He asks Hana to keep Ah Jie safe, and Hana agrees. Ruthless attacks again, sending Ah Jie and his friends into the air. They make it safely to the ground thanks to Hana's powers. Once they get up, they see that the manor is destroyed. The servants come out to tell Hana to run away quickly. Right then, another destroyer, codenamed Flame, arrives and shoots all the servants down, including the surveillance bats. Hana asks Greenball to use his powers to catch Flame, but Flame is too fast and shoots at Hana. Luckily, Hana dodges the bullet. Ah Jie decides to join the fight, but Flame detonates some bombs, bringing him down. Hana is still standing, so she continues to fight with Flame. Miao suddenly sees her brother, codenamed Crow, attacking other servants. One of them uses fire, but Crow uses his bat form to extinguish and destroy it. Miao hurries to him and changes into her cat girl form to talk to him. He doesn't react to her at all. He just uses his powers to stab her through the head, leaving her shocked. She changes back to her cat form and falls to the ground. Ah Jie sees this and decides to attack Crow, but another destroyer named Dream intercepts him and transports him to the field with the tree. He's back to his younger self, and his mother comes to hug him from behind. However, the scene quickly turns horrific, with everything burning, and his mother looks different and scary. In the real world, Ah Jie lies on the ground while Dora cries for him to wake up. Hana continues to fight Flame, but struggles as Flame is too skilled. She uses the Tree Man, but Flame blasts it from behind, causing Hana to sustain injuries too. A new destroyer named Shadow emerges from the ground behind Hana and takes her hostage. She cuts Hana's throat, shocking Greenball, who screams for Hana. Harlan hears him from the manor and quickly uses his powers to heal Hana. But just then, Ruthless attacks him. Despite being overwhelmed, Harlan manages to subdue Ruthless with ice. Crow and Flame then attack him, and Flame shoots him in the head. As Harlan falls, he thinks about Hana and tries to use his last strength. But another destroyer named Heart, who has Grim Reaper powers, appears and takes his soul, crushing it. The destroyers have won, and everyone, besides Dora and Greenball, lies on the ground. They leave, taking half of the manor with them. After a few days, Ah Jie and Miao regain consciousness. Hana is still being nursed back to health by Greenball. The news reports the incident at the Black Rose Manor, saying Harlan and his granddaughter are missing. Ah Jie tells Dora they need to gather information on the destroyers before fighting them again. If they don't, they will surely be defeated. He finds a lead on the internet, a video of the fight at Hana's house. Someone streamed the entire battle using satellite cameras. The person who uploaded the video, Stan, has other posts about summoners on his page. He even has a comic called The Mo Summoner. The story and art are terrible, but he accurately portrays the life of a summoner, suggesting he might be one too and knows more than they do. If they find him, he could be key to their comeback against the destroyers. Ah Jie visits Stan at his failed book signing event. He wears a mask and glasses to hide his identity and praises Stan to get his attention. Stan invites Ah Jie, Dora, and Miao to his RV home, which is also his secret lab. Ah Jie tells him they want information on the destroyers. Stan agrees to help. He shows them a map from his satellites that picks up spiritual energy fluctuations. He shows them the spirit phenomena he has recorded in the city. In the past month, the destroyers didn't appear often. Even in past years, the spiritual energy was far less. But since March 17th, the destroyers have become active, and many summoned spirits have increased. March 17th is the day Ah Jie summoned Dora. Stan then says he doesn't believe in coincidences and asks Dora who she really is. But Dora doesn't know either. She can't remember. After, Stan takes the trio back to the now destroyed manor. He uses a cell phone-like device to survey the area. All the things that were there and the spirits that are still lingering become visible. He collects one of the surveillance bat's memories and reconstructs the crime scene using his tech skills. Then, he projects the images from the device. The first to appear is Ruthless, an Earth summoner. Behind him is a portal and a silhouette of another destroyer, codenamed Space. She can summon dimensions. The images show how Ruthless ambushed the surveillance bats and bypassed the manor's defenses. Stan moves the device to the garden where the second attack took place. Flame's image appears. She's an elemental summoner, and her element is fire. Her main forms of attack are firearms and explosives. The third destroyer is Crow, an animal summoner used for recon. When he appears in the simulation, Miao runs to him and says she's been looking for him. She cries, saying she doesn't know what the destroyers did to him because he's different now. Stan then asks Ah Jie what happened to him because he passed out. Ah Jie says he got transported to a strange place. It was strange but familiar, like a dream, a nightmare of his mother to be exact. Stan then projects the image of Dream holding up his hand to Ah Jie's head. He's the man who hijacked Ah Jie's mind. Stan can only simulate his afterimage. He then walks over to where the sixth assassin, Shadow, was. She's a cold-blooded summoner of illusions. Finally, he simulates the images of Heart, the one who defeated Harlan. He's the destroyer's boss. He can absorb spirits and suck people's souls out too. A grim reaper indeed. Stan then says the reason the destroyers attacked is hidden in a hole they left behind. The ground and half of the manor disappeared when the destroyers left. Dora asks why they did that, and Stan jumps into the hole to find out. They all follow him. He continues to survey the area and sees that there were many sealed summoned spirits in that part of the house. He explains that the Black Rose family collected and sealed thousands of summoned spirits as part of their duty as watchers. They never thought the destroyers would come and take it all away. Stan says Harlan was the strongest summoner he'd ever seen. If the destroyers didn't gang up on him, he would have won against them and rewritten history. Ah Jie finds a fragment nearby. Dora says the pattern looks familiar, so Stan analyzes it. It's a piece of Ruthless' body that fell off when he was fighting Harlan. It has some special particles on its surface, or a particular scent. Mayao sniffs it and says it's the red spider lily's fragrance. The flowers aren't common in the city, but they grow in the stone forest, 300 kilometers from the city. Stan says that 5 hours ago, a notable spiritual energy was detected there. This means one of the 7 destroyers was there after the battle. Ah Jie thinks carefully because it's an opportunity to investigate the destroyers, but it could also be a trap. Dora says it doesn't matter because it'll be 4 against 1, so they might have a chance. Mayao also supports this, and Stan is happy to be a part of it. Ah Jie is worried they might not win, but the others are eager to go and take a chance. So, Ah Jie agrees. They take Stan's RV to the forest. While traveling, Mayao tells Dora that she hasn't shared much about herself. Dora says she doesn't remember much about her life, even though she's lived for millions of years. She vaguely remembers that in the beginning, she was all alone. She met many people and many things happened, but she wandered from place to place. Everything else is hazy. It's like her memories are in pieces. When she tries harder to remember, her head starts to hurt. Ah Jie tells her to take it easy because she passed out last time. Mayao doesn't buy it. It sounds fake. But Stan vouches for Dora because he secretly did a full-body scan on her. The device shows a silhouette of Dora and her heart, which is crystal-like and in chains. He says Dora didn't forget her memories. They were just sealed away. Soon, they arrive 1.5 kilometers away from the stone forest in the morning. They get off the RV to walk the rest of the way. The stone forest is made up of large pillars of stone, as the name suggests. There's an eerie feeling around, but they continue to look for a path forward. After some time, they find the red spider lily flower field and a cabin in the middle of it. Stan says he can detect a single, weak source of fluctuating spiritual power. So, it could be the hideout of one of the destroyers. Mayao hears something and helps the others duck down to hide. They peek through the flowers and see a normal-looking man, Muduo, coming out of the cabin. He spots Ah Jie and Dora and waves at them. They awkwardly go to meet him. He's surprised that someone has visited because he hasn't had visitors in years. Ah Jie tells him they're on a field trip and we're just looking around. Muduo asks who else he's with because he can't see Dora. This means he's not a summoner. Ah Jie says his classmates are waiting for him outside the field. He saw a house and came to buy food. Muduo offers him some tea, and when he's not looking, Ah Jie spills it on the ground. Muduo then gives him packed meals and offers even more snacks. Dora wonders if they have the wrong person because Muduo seems so enthusiastic. Muduo then sits down, and Ah Jie asks if he's there alone. He says yes, and is kind of excited that Ah Jie came. It starts looking like a storm is coming with a strong gust of wind. Ah Jie tells Muduo they should head inside, but the man just stands there without saying anything. He looks troubled, and Ah Jie and Dora are confused. He silently chants flowers. He's worried that the storm will ruin his flowers, making him so mad that he rips his shirt off. This further confuses Ah Jie and Dora. Stan and Mayao come out of hiding. Stan tells Ah Jie and Dora to stop Muduo quickly, but he lets out an immense aura and sends the group flying away from him. He starts transforming into Ruthless and tries to call for help, but it's too late as Ruthless is already coming. The transformation completes, and Ruthless charges at Ah Jie and Dora. Ah Jie tries to block the attack using a shield, but Ruthless' punch is too strong. Mayao goes to fight and scratch him, but his skin is so thick her scratches do nothing. Ruthless turns to her and charges. Ah Jie and Dora jump on him from behind and cut him with their knives, but it does nothing. It just destroys their weapons. Ruthless is clearly much stronger. His aura alone sends them to the ground. Dora says she has a trump card, but needs time to summon it. She transforms to her complete form and asks Stan to cover them while she does the summoning with Ah Jie. As they do that, Maya fights Ruthless. Even though her attacks do nothing, she has super speed, so she continuously attacks him without giving him a chance to counter. Unfortunately, Ruthless catches her leg and hits her on the ground before kicking her, giving her serious injuries. Stan checks on her and worries that they might not defeat Ruthless and will die there. Ruthless then approaches them all, and Ah Jie asks Stan to do something. Stan has no choice but to fight. He says he'll try to buy them 3 minutes and walks toward Ruthless. When they meet, Stan reads Ruthless' profile instead of fighting. Ruthless punches him before he finishes the first sentence. Luckily, Stan is extremely fast and evades the punch to appear behind Ruthless and continue reading the profile. He states Ruthless' real name, Zuihou, age 26, and that he's native to the Stone Forest. Ruthless tries to hit Stan, but he disappears and appears behind him to scan his body. He finds that there's severe trauma in his brain and that he might have a mental illness. Ruthless tries countless times to hit Stan, but Stan keeps dodging him. Ah Jie is happy to see Stan keeping Ruthless busy. He also reveals how Stan is super fast. He's using a holographic projection to form a clone of himself. He continues to talk to the angry Ruthless, calling him an international terrorist. All the while, Ruthless tries to punch him. Multiple clones of Stan appear and surround Ruthless. He tells him his sins will never be forgiven, which angers Ruthless. He lets out a huge chunk of his aura, causing everything around him to be blown away and breaking the ground. Stan's clones disappear, and he gets blown away as well. Luckily, Ah Jie saves him and uses a holy shield to protect himself from the shockwave. Afterward, Ah Jie notices skeletons in the ground. This means the flowers were planted on top of many dead bodies. Stan scans the area and finds the bodies belong to multiple people, old and young. Ah Jie realizes Ruthless took out the whole village that was there. Ruthless gets ready to fight again, using his earth summoning powers to attack them with rocks. Fortunately, Ah Jie and Dora use their power to form a shield to block everything. Dora shares her memories with Ah Jie so he can summon some weapons. He can also summon characteristics and techniques of all the weapons she has. She tells him not to think and just attack. Ah Jie charges at Ruthless with his newfound power and attacks him with a new weapon. This works, and Dora keeps encouraging him to attack without thinking too much. He uses a sky-rending sword to cut Ruthless on the arm, and then attacks his core when Stan tells him to. He jams a knife in the core and uses other weapons to keep attacking. Ah Jie finally brings Ruthless down and destroys his stone body, leaving only Zuihou. The knife stuck to Ruthless' core is still there, and so is the core. Zuihou suddenly starts twisting in pain as the core glows. The knife shoots out, and Zuihou begins to change again, becoming a larger stone man. Stan says Zuihou's heart has stopped, meaning he is dead. What stands in front of them now is a walking corpse. The new Ruthless sends out a shockwave, blowing the group away and causing the ground to rise with spikes, injuring them. They escape the attack and counterattack, but Mayao's attacks do nothing to Ruthless. Ruthless hits her with a rock, knocking her out. He also attacks Stan. Ah Jie and Dora dodge his attack, and Ah Jie tries to counter with a hammer, but it breaks into pieces. Ah Jie then throws a lance at Ruthless' head, piercing his forehead, but Ruthless pulls it out and breaks it in half. Ah Jie asks Dora to give him all her energy to focus it in one spot. He uses the energy to create a huge sword and strikes Ruthless, but Ruthless blocks it with his arm, breaking the sword. Ruthless then punches Ah Jie, sending him flying and knocking him out. Dora runs to check on him because she can't fight without him. Ah Jie is transported to a dimension with a big crystal bound by chains. He touches one chain, breaking it and making it disappear. At that moment, Ruthless approaches Dora and tries to attack her. Dora uses a shield to block his attack, saying she will never leave Ah Jie's side. But she gets exhausted, and Ruthless punches her, sending her flying as well. Right then, Ah Jie touches the crystal, and Dora's core glows brightly. A shield forms around her, then changes into a crystal that floats in the air. It finally transforms into a new version of Dora with wings and horns. She summons a rain of swords, which fall on Ruthless, bringing him down. She uses a move called Judge of Heavens to summon a huge sword tip that crushes Ruthless and ends his life. Afterward, Ah Jie wakes up and sees the new Dora before passing out again. Dora wakes him up with her crying. Stan comes with Maya, who has minor injuries. This was their first battle, and they won. They walk over to Muduo's body, and Stan says they have lost their lead since Muduo is dead. Ah Jie replies they don't need leads anymore because the destroyers will hunt them down. They leave, and after they are gone, the destroyers arrive at the scene and see their dead friend. Heart takes Muduo's soul and reads his memories to see the battle between Ruthless and Ah Jie's group. He then says parting words to Muduo, with red flowers marking the path to the dead. Muduo will no longer suffer. Back in the RV, Ah Jie collapses from blood loss. Mayao has a fever too. Dora tries to heal Ah Jie a bit, and Stan hopes they don't get caught by the destroyers soon. Unfortunately, his alarm sounds, warning them that strong spiritual energy is heading their way. A portal opens in front of the RV, and Shadow appears, splitting the vehicle in half. Crow also appears to attack them. Flame shows up behind Stan and Mayao and shoots them. Ah Jie wakes up and sees this before falling to the ground. The destroyers approach him, and Heart picks him up by the head, saying he will read Ah Jie's last words from his brain after he's dead. Space, the Dimension Summoner, uses a cube to hold Ah Jie in the air and cuts him up using just the cube. Ah Jie falls to the ground and dies. As he closes his eyes, he sees Dora crying for him. He wakes up in a dimension with fragments flying around him. He wonders where he is, and a voice tells him it's a gap between time and space. A man materializes and walks to him, saying he has died and showing him a screen where all his friends have died too, including Dora. Heart has taken all their spirits, which makes Ah Jie upset. He punches the screen. The man says everyone has to pay the price for failure, even if it means death. Ah Jie blames himself for being helpless. The man asks if he would save everything if he had 3 minutes. He then takes off his hood and walks to Ah Jie to encourage him. The man looks like Ah Jie, but older, like his dad. He says he will wait for Ah Jie at the demon furnace. Ah Jie realizes it's his dad before being transported back to 3 minutes before he died. He wakes up in the RV with Dora worrying about his blood loss. They are surprised to see him up in his state, but there's no time for that. He tells them what will happen. The destroyers catch up with the RV, and Shadow slices it up when she appears out of the portal. But she finds the vehicle empty. There's a bomb inside, which detonates. Stan sees on his device that the RV has exploded and Shadow is caught up in it. They have changed vehicles, and Ah Jie suggests they pick up Hana before the destroyers get to her. Stan boosts the speed of the bus they are in and reaches Ah Jie's place quickly. However, they don't find Hana there. She has left a note. Stan tells them the destroyers are 2 kilometers away, but he managed to borrow Hana's helicopter for their getaway. They board the helicopter and use stealth mode to make it invisible. Inside, Ah Jie reads Hana's note. She says she will be waiting for him at the demon furnace. He must show up alive. Mayao says that when she was looking for Crow, someone told her he went to the demon furnace. The demon furnace is a place where people participate in a trial to get stronger. Stan knows about the place, calling it a holy site for all summoners. In the past, only those who passed the trials at the demon furnace could graduate from apprentices to full-fledged summoners. Both the Watchers and Destroyers trained there. If they fly there, they could arrive in 7 hours, so they decide to go. They reach a stormy sea, and Stan tells them that in the last decades, countless planes and ships met disaster there. If they can make it through the storm, they will find the demon furnace inside. They head straight for it and get hit by crazy turbulence, shaking the helicopter violently. Dora asks if Stan found the right place, and before he can reply, the plane makes it out of the storm, making them relieved. They see multiple islands below, and Stan tells them they will land in 5 minutes at the demon furnace. At that moment, a portal seems to form inside the helicopter where Ah Jie is sitting. He becomes tense and starts worrying, but the others don't notice anything. Shadow appears behind Ah Jie and strikes at him, splitting the helicopter in half. The group falls out. Stan uses his skills to make the helicopter transform into a robot and save them. When they are on the robot, they decide to attack Shadow, but she gets away before their attacks hit her. Flame appears and continues attacking the group. They try to attack back, but miss, and Flame resumes firing. At a distance, Crow appears, and they decide to fire at him. However, he bursts into multiple crows. Each of the crows explodes when they reach the robot. The robot starts to fall, and Ah Jie tells Stan to steer it toward the furnace island. If they die, they'll die there. They make it to the island and crash there, but the destroyers follow them. The group becomes worried because they have to fight now. But a bunny girl arrives and scolds them for breaking 12 of the island's rules with their fighting and reckless flying. She introduces herself as Bonnie, an administrator, and Flame puts a gun to her head. She asks if Bonnie knows who they are, but Bonnie asks if she knows where she is because the place they're in is the Demon Furnace. The first rule is no fighting outside the arena. Anyone who enters the island has to follow the rules, no matter who they are. The destroyers decide to leave after threatening to meet Bonnie again. Bonnie then welcomes Ah Jie and his friends, telling them to meet her at the registration gate before quickly leaving. They run after her, but she's too fast. So, they're super tired, and then a guy on a chameleon shows up and offers them a ride. He's a local merchant named Richard. At first, they're freaked out by the chameleon, but they hop on anyway. Richard tells them that in Demon Furnace, there's no good or bad, just rules. Turns out, the Watchers and Destroyers used to have these massive wars that wrecked everything, so they called a truce. They built Demon Furnace to settle their differences peacefully, following the rules. No fighting outside the arena is allowed. Richard takes them to the registration gate and helps them up these really long stairs to the office. At the gate, they see a statue of the leaders holding a staff, symbolizing the truce. They're thrilled to be there. The place is packed with people waiting to register, and Bonnie welcomes them. She says nationality, race, religion, and age don't matter here because they're all summoners. They compete on equal footing. If they die, but if they don't, they move to the next stage. Later, Ah Jie and the gang decide to sleep. Some summoners laugh at them because it's a rookie move. Veterans hang out in the lobby before the action starts. While Ah Jie and Dora are sleeping, the room suddenly changes. Ah Jie wakes up and sees the walls closing in. Dora wakes up too, and he tells her they need to get out. But the door is stuck, and the windows are sealed. Dora tries to cut the door with her cleavers, but they break, making her hands go numb. She keeps trying, but nothing works. Just as they're about to be crushed, Ah Jie remembers Dora can summon any weapon. They summon keys and unlock the door just in time. They hurry to find Mai Au and Stan. They find Mai Au, who has turned into a cockroach and crawls under the door. Other summoners escape their rooms, but Stan is missing. They see blood under his door, and Mai Au starts crying. Then Stan falls out of a vent, unharmed, and they're relieved. The boss of the first floor, Renault, speaks over the intercom, welcoming them to the first floor. He says the first trial has begun because it's past midnight. They have to escape the hotel alive. The hotel starts exploding, and they all run. The whole place is a trap. They head for the lobby, thinking it's safe. Suddenly, a huge explosion reveals a lava pit below. Two contestants try to hang on, but one kicks the other, causing both to fall. The floor starts crumbling, and Stan and Mai Au fall. Dora and Ah Jie save them, but other contestants cling to them, making it hard. They all make it. They run until they reach a door labeled Front Exit. Other notes say it's not the front exit, and that there's a treasure chest, bombs, and the boss inside. It's confusing, and Mai Au, Stan, and Dora are frustrated. Ah Jie decides to kick the door open. Inside, they find surviving summoners with Renault, who congratulates them for passing the first trial. Only 30 made it. Some summoners try to attack Renault for the crazy trial, but he binds them with heavy metals. He says they can do that, but he'll fight back. He introduces the next phase and snaps his fingers. Treasure chests fall and float in front of each contestant. They open the chests and find good stuff. Ah Jie and Dora get 3 crystals and a saffron ring. Mai Au gets 30k furnace dollars and half a rough diamond. One contestant gets mismatched boots. Stan prays before opening his chest, hoping it's not dangerous. He finds explosives inside. Renault calls it the jackpot and detonates the explosives, sending the contestants to the second floor. They land in the dark where Dora thinks is hell. Bonnie appears with a torch under her chin to scare them. She says Renault's traps are over. From now on, everything will be fair because she's the boss of the second floor. The next trial is a race. The place lights up, showing a huge racetrack. They have to do 20 laps, and the first 15 finishers win. The race is broadcast live with Bonnie commenting. Ah Jie is happy because his dad and Hana will see he's made it. The contestants warm up. Mai Au and Dora are confident in their speed. Ah Jie asks Stan what he'll do without tech. Stan says he'll come up with something and is confident he'll win, making Mai Au and Dora bicker with him. The veterans are annoyed, thinking the rookies ignore them. They have roller skates, wheelies, and segways. After warming up, the race starts, and everyone uses everything to get ahead. Meanwhile, the destroyers wake up a dangerous person in a straitjacket and chains. He lets out a strong aura, and Heart says he's the best gift for Ah Jie. In the race, Bonnie commentates on who's in the lead. Maiao, who is using her cheetah speed. She's going neck and neck with a flying squirrel ninja, whom she befriends right away. Behind them are Ah Jie and Dora. Dora is in her complete form and is holding up Ah Jie while she flies. There's also a wizard named Gandiwen who's a master of 3 elements. Right behind him is a poison master named Angelo. Behind all of them are the contestants who are running like normal. Among them is Frankenstein and his kid sitting on his shoulder. There's also a manga artist named Hiro who has popular works. Hiro gets annoyed when he was spotted. A boy catches up to him to tell him that he's a big fan. Hiro doesn't want to talk to him, so he uses pens to draw speed lines and gets ahead. When the veterans see the others getting ahead while they struggle, they start to whine about others cheating. Bonnie makes fun of them because cheating is fine. Maybe they should have bought cheats instead of wheelies. Suddenly, a contestant dashes past them in lightning speed. It's the Tekotaku, Stan, who's riding a ballistic missile and zooming past all the other contestants. He stole it from Country U, which is running military exercises in the Pacific. Ah Jie just hopes that there's no nuke in the missile. Bonnie continues to commentate about the growing distance between the contestants. The ones ahead make multiple laps, while the slow ones are still trying to finish their first lap. Ah Jie warns Maiao and Stan to be careful because there's something that's going to happen. The ones who are slow are starting to realize that they don't have to be fast. They just have to slow everyone down. Some of them include the renowned veterans. One of them shoots at the other contestants, including his 2 friends. He says that in the arena, there aren't any friends, just enemies. Before he can finish off his friends, though, Ah Jie and Dora zoom past him. He shoots some stalker rounds at them. When Dora and Ah Jie realizes that they can't escape the rounds, they decide to lead them back to the center. They head straight for the man and the rounds hit him. After, the poison master, Angelo, releases a large cloud of toxic mist onto the track. The other contestants nearby collapse from breathing the fumes. Some even fall off the track to their deaths. This angers Maiao, who then attacks Angelo using her venomous snake form. But it doesn't do anything because Angelo is just whined and she can't clap wind. Luckily, the ninja squirrel comes to the rescue because he's a wind user. He sucks Angelo into a tornado and pushes him far away, which clears the track. Unfortunately, there are some contestants still attacking others. One of them is using multiple swords to slash at the 2 contestants at incredible speed. The contestants try to beg for mercy, but he has none. Stan tries to intervene, but the dude cuts up his missile into piece. He then goes to attack Stan, but gets stopped by Hiro with one of his pens. Hiro asks him questions and tells him that friendship and effort are always more important than winning. These words hit the sword's master, but they don't do much damage. So, Hiro uses a screen stone to manifest lightning that strikes him. The sword's master tries to resist, so Hiro uses his ink and brush to deal the finishing blow. He turns his inked words into blade slashes. This finishes off the sword's master. Ah Jie and the others come to check up on Stan and finds him fine. He praises his idol, Hiro, for saving him, right before asking for an autograph. Bonnie comes to announce that there are currently less than 15 contestants who are in good shape, so all they have to do is get to the goal and win. Everyone there is happy to have made it, but Ah Jie and Maiao are too competitive. They want the first spot. On the other hand, the destroyers are in their hideout. Shadow and Flame are sparring because they're bored. Flame accidentally shoots at Space, who is sitting close by, drinking tea. She angrily stops them from fighting, and they stop. Flame is annoyed that Heart won't allow them to storm the demon furnace. She's confident that she would win, but Shadow tells her that Heart has his reasons. Space tells them that after Bonnie came to stop them, she sneaked to the demon furnace at night. She tried teleporting Toph inside and digging a hole on the ground, but she couldn't. Security found her and chased her away. Shadow and Flame conclude that the place must be protected by a special shield. All Space managed to do was to walk around the island and buy some souvenirs before coming home. She shows them a TV she got which shows all kinds of shows. She shows them a show she was watching, which is the live broadcast of the race in the Demon Furnace second floor. Bonnie announces that Maiao took first place, Ah Jie took second, and Hiro was third place. Seeing them angers Shadow and Flame. Bonnie then recaps the third trial in the third floor, a cooking competition. Ah Jie won this one, and Maiao, who can't cook, made a fruit bowl from a watermelon and various other fruits. Stan's robot then made them dessert after the nutritious meal. Flame doesn't understand how these competitions are trials, when all they are doing is having fun. Bonnie announces that the next floor will be a karaoke competitions to help the contestants relax. The boss of the floor introduces himself and Devil Lipstick, a death metal musician. She plays a number called Hell's Requiem, which agonizes the crowd. It's said that her music can slay the living and wake the dead. It's absolutely terrible because everyone hearing it is being blown away and crying in agony. Frankenstein's kid starts crying so loud that he blocks the music and wins the round. Flame shoots the TV in frustration. She thinks the summoners at the demon furnace are having a good time like it's a holiday. Heart arrives with Dream and the girls get tense, trying to explain what they were doing. Heart asks them if they can't stop thinking about Ah Jie and his friend. Flame replies that it makes her angry to see them having fun like that. Dream realizes that the three girls haven't been to the demon furnace. As a summoner, it's an important part of life to go there. He asks Heart to give the girls a week to go there as well. They'll also get to see Ah Jie. Heart agrees and says that they will go with their new friend, referring to the dangerous dude in the straitjacket. He then tells them to tell Ah Jie that he has sent him and his friends a surprise. Bonnie goes to meet the elders of Demon Furnace to inform them about the trial. Out of 92 contestants, there are only 15 left. She introduces them to the elders, starting with Dwarf Gaodeng, Lai Chad, Ninja Squirrel and Hyro, Jang Jimin, Lai Chunjiao, Frankenstein and his kid, Happy Baby and Devil Lipstick, Poison Master and Mummy, Stan, Mai Rao and Ah Jie. The ones who have been eliminated have signed up again and will start over from the first floor. One elder asks to see the numbers across the whole demon furnace, and Bonnie shows him. When they see that the numbers for all 100 floors of the hotel balance, they become happy that their plans are going accordingly. Bonnie says that they have had 106 high-energy fluctuations and have successfully collected 30k tons of spiritual energy. The elders praise her and ask her go activate the sacrificial program. She has to go 100 floors down from there to reach the room. She walks along a corridor to get into a room where the goddess Pandora is chained up, with bandages covering her body. Bonnie was the one from beginning. She talks to Pandora, venerating her as the source of all spirits and offers her the spiritual energy she has. She activates an opening in the floor and puts the energy capsule inside. She hopes they can wake Pandora up, because if they can't, all their efforts will have been in vain. Watch this next video. See you on the next one.